Welcome back to Surviving Mars, episode 3, I think? Yeah. So, between the episodes, we got a patch from the developers of the game, and that meant as soon as I loaded this save, I had about 80 fuel, and about 30 seconds later, it disappeared. Went to 0. Yep, so if you're seeing that yourself, I'm sorry, but I don't know how to solve it either. We're just building back up again. Hopefully it will refuel all the way to 100 this time, and I'll take it off course a save game. Now, if I click off from my rocket for a second, and I can, whoops, if I press O for overview, you'll see I'm down to 4 metals, and I've switched off a lot of my buildings while we actually go and get a transport back from Earth. So that is something we need to keep an eye on. The evaporator, which we need for fuel, takes metals for maintenance. So does the fuel tank. Well, the water tower, which acts as a fuel tank for the fuel refinery. So these
resources are low.
Yes, I know resources are low. These take 3 metals every time they wear out. So we don't really have much to spare. I've only got 4 metals as it is. So I was advised not to get more metals from Earth, but I may well just bring back a small amount, you know, just a token amount to make sure I don't have any problems. After that point, when we come back next with the transport, we should then have an ability to go and collect more surface metals. So that will be good. I've created another kind of drop zone, a depot there for the metals, and we don't have any at the moment. Oh well, what can you say from that? And we are up to 56. So I'm going to skip forward until, well,
Sector scanned.
Hopefully that actually hits 100. And we can rename these as well, so I may as well actually rename this rocket. Let's call it the big grey rocket, or the BGR. BGR number 1. Apparently I can't. Yeah, I've run out of characters. That's annoying. BGR number 1, there we go. The big grey rocket, not derivative of any real life examples at all. So, we've got a rocket that's 61. Hopefully we've got enough to get it refueled. And with 6 hours until a meteor storm, our research is now complete for hygroscopic evaporators, or more importantly, we get more water for our evaporator. Building upgrade is complete, however. Nice how they've actually converted this for a full PC port. Apparently we need to press R2. Yes, I don't think that's going to be the case. However, that we're going to send our rocket back. That should take off, and let's actually just reduce the speed a little bit. There it goes. Goodbye. And press the upgrade button at the top right. Is that an upgrade? Request maintenance, salvage. Is that the upgrade button? Yeah, so it's going to cost us 2 polymers to do that. However, we have polymers and we don't have the ability to build any more of these. So I think I'm going to do that construction. And that should do just fine. Hopefully. Please, please, please don't destroy my base in the next 2 sols 1 hour. And yeah, our rocket will head back to Earth. So let's speed things back up again. And take a look at our overview. We've got 4 metals remaining. That's not a lot. 116 concrete. No food, no rare metals. Not important just yet, obviously. I've shut down the oxygen production, but we do have essentially full oxygen storage at the moment. And then we've got polymers. We've got 10, 24 machine parts and fuel. We may well bring back some more polymers and machine parts, just a few, because we can't actually construct those yet either.
Found.
And anomaly found, okay. In come the meteors. I had one impact earlier that was right here, I think. So it's right next to the base. So obviously the larger our base gets, the more chance we have of getting hit by a meteor, which would not be good. We want some sort of redundancy in our buildings as we actually go forwards. However, our rocket is a third way back to Earth, so let's, well, we're already at full speed. So I'm going to skip forward until we can then purchase stuff from Earth. Okay, here we are. And can you hear that low beeping noise? Hopefully you can. I don't know what that is. If anyone knows what that is, please do let me know. I would like to know, because I can't stop it from actually annoying me. In any case, we can now go to our rocket, and our rocket is available back at Earth. We're going to cargo rocket again, and we're going to want a transport. That's 200 million. And here it is. It transports resources, use it to establish permanent supply routes or to gather resources from surface deposits. We want to be quite frugal at the moment, so let's just get one and see how it goes. The other thing for prefab buildings, I probably should have a drone hub. That will let me control the drones while the sort of big grey rocket is away. Moisture evaporator, well, we could get one more of those. It's another 200 million though. However, our current one has been upgraded and it actually produces more than that fuel plant needs at the moment. Fuel refinery we're okay with. Machine parts factory, now we could start bringing these back. So polymers are produced from water and fuel, and we sort of have an excess of those, or at least not when we don't need the rocket. So that's a possibility. Electronics, we have quite a few of, but that's from rare metals. We don't have any ability to extract that yet. And machine parts is from regular metals. To be honest, I don't know how many metals I'm going to have on this map, so I will leave that off. But it might be good at some point to have a polymer factory, and we don't need to bring that back. Okay, so cargo capacity is down to 35,000. Do we want anything else? So we want to bring back a few metals, just in case. We want some polymers and machine parts. And that's it. So we're down to 1.2 billion remaining. And, you know, we have enough cargo capacity. We just actually hit a research node, which gives us more capacity. And let's launch. So that big grey rocket is on its way back from Earth. Hopefully our colony will still be here by the time it gets back. So let's increase speed again. And oh, there's another meteor hitting the ground. Let's zoom out. Hopefully, well, it's all in this area. So thankfully I didn't build in that area just yet. And we're starting to scan up this left-hand side. As you can see over here, we've got water down here. We've got metals and concrete. So all
cold
the really...
wave approaching.
Of course this is a cold wave. Thankfully it's not too important. The only thing that we don't have down here, or at least we may get picked up from these research nodes, is we don't have any rare metals, but we do have regular metals. Well, we have it available for a dome. Obviously there'll be some surface metals. There's some water, so we could actually build a water extractor when we can make those, and there's a couple of concrete. So that would be an ideal, maybe a next sort of buildable area, if you like. That seems pretty good, although there's very limited space to make a dome. That, you know, they're not, well, at least maybe there. We'll have to see if we can actually make domes. Cold wave starts in 11 hours, so that's going to freeze up this water tank, which is filling slowly because we're generating more water than we're using. And which building isn't working? That isn't working because it's malfunctioned, and the drones can actually repair it, and they probably will decide to at some point. Maybe they're outside of the range of the drone hub. Yeah, it's just out of range. Let's just move it up there. And will they now go and repair it? Will one of you go and repair it? Yeah, it looks like you will. Okay, good. And there's our malfunctioning drones, because they don't have the drone hub built into the rocket. So that should restart this up. Not that we need this at the moment, but they'll automatically repair that just fine. So it's 73%. Let's wait till it comes down and see what we can do with those supplies. And the cold wave is in full effect. However, we can actually bring our rocket back down again. We want it maybe there, I think. Is that where we put it? Yeah. Let's pop it back down. You can put it in automatic mode and it will fly backwards and forwards, but right now I sort of want control over it for our cargo purposes. Ooh, and there's our transport. Now, will you... use to carry resources at long range or gather resources from surface deposits. Orders are given a button in the info panel or by using... So, okay. So what do we have options to? Can we just tell it to go and gather stuff itself? I guess not. So
Sector scanned.
I guess we can just tell it, hey, go and get that. Let's see what it actually does. Hopefully it is going to be
Vehicle
pretty
battery
good.
low.
Hopefully, now that's not the one with low battery. Let's just bring ourselves in. Where's the low battery? Let's go and recharge you, shall we? There it goes. Can recharge off another point as well. But all right, now what are you carrying? Are you carrying anything? One metal. Okay, good. It will actually work. Can we actually create a route though? That would be nice. Create an automatic transport route. Selected resources will be collected near the origin point and delivered to the destination. Route will be active until all sources are exhausted. Okay, so load resource there. Okay, let's take a look at this. Set source and set destination. Okay. Source and unload. Hopefully it will do that without going nuts and losing power. All right, so are you recharging now? You are. Good. And you're already got power anyway. So everything should be being unloaded from our rockets, which it already has been. Which means we should have our prefabs available at some point. So we can probably put a drone hub up. Maybe put it near here because this isn't using power at the moment. Assuming we can. I'd like to be able to move that because it doesn't actually need power. Yeah, that's a little bit annoying. Because I can't get that power cable out any other way. Let's take a look, shall we? So, what did we actually want to create? A drone hub infrastructure. Drone hub, we've got one. Now, what is this like? We can rotate it. Can it actually get power from anywhere around here? I guess we can put it down here. I just don't want it to block things. And we got to see how far it can go. That's the other problem. So what I may have to do is build out more power cable. And if I put it here, it should cover everything we've got so far. But is it going to block where the dome's going to go? Let me have a think about this. Okay, so I elected to build it here, and we'd have a new offshoot of power cable running from our existing sort of power plant with our couple of wind generators here. We've of course got still the coal wave running. Let's just actually speed things up a little bit. You'll see we've got 27 metals at the moment. That's going to be used up. But if we have a look over here, you'll see this thing has already picked up 22 metals, which is pretty huge compared to what we had. And it stands as a half battery, but it's nearly full. Well, it's, you know, nearly full. Yeah, it's about 80% full. And then that will make its way back here, presumably to this metals depot, whereby we should then... I'm just wondering whether it already shows up, given that it's in the... it already shows up. It must be, because that's increasing. There's no way it could increase otherwise. So we already are aware of how many metals we've got in our various infrastructure, including the mobile stuff. And will you automatically recharge, I wonder? You are. That's actually a smart vehicle. Oh, that's nice. And it's cute. And it gets me metal. So, we've got a drone hub. And the drone hub is big enough to extend over this whole plateau. Or at least the buildable area that's going to be around here, here, and here. That we'll have to decide what we want our infrastructure on. Cold Wave has got another couple of days to go. So what are we going to do next? Is this going to... Yeah, it's already started refueling for the next run. And that is... Well, it does have an excess, but because it's frozen, it can't really do much at the moment. However, of course, this is still producing water, as far as I know. Which means this should still be producing fuel. What we can't yet do is the Polymer Factory, I guess, because that would just take away all the fuel for other purposes. So what can we actually do? We can build a subsurface heater, which will re-enable that tank to store all the extra. It's interesting. 15 metals and 5 machine parts. We've got 21. Do we want to enable that? Interesting. I think I do. I think I want to put it there. Now, we will require another offshoot of power cable, of course. We'll see that once they build this. But because we've got the spare metals now, it's so much nicer. Let's see if this actually works. Let's see them build this. Have they got all the parts yet? Just need the metals swarming over it. Another 5, please, little drone guys. Drone bros, whatever you want to call them. And they're being recharged by the drone hub. That is nice. There's a drone hub and a drone load of heavy
research.
Okay.
Research complete.
Right, so Logi turbines is made. So that's an upgrade for our wind turbine. Is that it? Yeah. So that's an upgrade, and that increases the power production. We've already got power excess anyway, so we're not too concerned about that for now. However, we do have to choose the next research topic. So we could go into a few different machines that we couldn't build yet. So for example, we could learn how to build drone hubs, but because we already need to, we've got one of them, we don't need another one just yet. And remember that these aren't linear, so I don't have to go through each prerequisite or each line from left to right. I can choose in whatever order I want to go. However, of course, some of these will only get unlocked later, so we've got to, see how that goes. More applicants? No, we don't need that. Systematic training? No. Productivity training? No, we're still on drones. We'll have to figure that out later. Atomic accumulator. Stores electrical power. Not just yet, I don't think. Extractor upgrade, again, not much of an issue. So I think we're probably still stuck in robotics somewhere. So drones and rovers move 25% faster. That is actually pretty cool. And drone hubs are constructed with additional 2 drones. The maximum number of drones is increased, and the RC transport harvests resources faster. I think I actually want that. I think I want the ability to store more and get more out of the ground quickly. Decommission protocol, I probably also want that as well, just so I can rearrange my base. And then rockets require less fuel. That's probably a decent idea. Apartments, that's more for later. And farms, both of those need people, of course, which we don't have yet. And water reclamation system, again, people. So I think those are the only real ones we can actually go for at the moment. And they are looking pretty good. Are you going to build it? Oh, building coming up. And there it goes. So that is does it need power? It does need power. Okay, so we do need to fill this in with a power system. And we'll have an offshoot running that way. Of course, the cold wave is about to finish, but this should just protect us in future. And there it goes. Now, do we have a power
sector scanned?
Surplus, sort of? Except that they're in 2 separate areas, so we have to be careful about not counting that. Are they 8 each? I think power production is 10. Power surplus 10.4. So technically, I guess they're just about enough. We can turn these back on. I had them off because of a dust storm. And you'll see we've got quite a lot of power. We've got a water shortage, however, because I think, are we just draining, are we just filling the tank up? Or is it being used otherwise? Being used here. Or outputting 1.5. What's the other demand? Is it the tank? Stored water 19. Did I put something else needing water? I don't think I did. Okay, we'll figure that out later. You'll probably comment and say, hey, you're missing this thing. Yes, I know, it does happen. So infrastructure, no, nothing yet. Production, now, I did bring a machine parts factory. Oh, we already brought a Polymer Factory. I just didn't create it previously. So we're going to need more water, I guess, for that. Because it will consume 1 water, and this thing's only 1.5 at the moment. We can't put another one right next to it because it just will have less benefit, so we may have to put another one down here somewhere and then feed it back into this pipe network. It'll work well because we can just bring a power cable over here as well for that. But yeah, we need an evaporator for that. And did I bring... No, I didn't bring another one. We will get one soon enough. So I'm just happy as is. Are you now... Well, we're up to 62 out of 100. That will do just fine. And this should accumulate, you know, assuming... Oh, no, it's not accumulating at the moment. Once I find out where the rest of the water's going. And, of course, it should be obvious. Yep, it's the underground heater. I'm surprised that actually consumes water, because you'd expect that to be sort of closed loop rather than actually consuming it. But I guess what we can do is once the cold wave goes away, which it has, we can just turn it off. And if it's turned off, that should mean that we get an excess. Yes, it's increasing. So technically we could put down our polymer factory, but if we did, we'd go back to decreasing again. Which is okay if we're not generating fuel, or we don't need the fuel. That's sort of up to us. What's our resources like? We've got 18 polymers, 24 electronics, 16 machine parts, and fuel. We've got 49 metals already. We've got that research on the way. And... oh, he's run out. Let's just create another one. You're going to grab you and unload it right around here. And... that maybe didn't grab that. Is that metal? Looks like metal. Unload resource. Right here. That's on a transport route. Good. That's actually working now. Fine. What else? Okay, so I think I'm going to put our first dome up here. It's going to take 80 concrete, 20 metals, and 10 polymers. We have enough for that. More importantly, I want to make sure that in range is going to be that metal spot and the rare metal spot at the top left. It's on cold terrain, not happy with it, but I don't really have much of a choice otherwise at the moment. We do have a water spot, however, to the left of that, so we can build a water extractor out there and pipe it back in, which will be very useful for having. So let's actually drop this down. And is that in range of the drone hub? I hope it is. Well, they should start moving if it is. Let's just increase the speed. Yeah, off they go. So let's speed that up. Our polymers is going to go down, but of course we can actually also place a polymer factory production. Polymer factory. And now we've got to connect to a pipe network. So I guess here, too far from domes. Okay, so is that going to need colonists? Yes, it is. Okay, so we're going to need water for this. So we may as well want it on this side of the dome somewhere. So yeah, we'll figure that out later. That's probably why I didn't place it previously. Yeah, so is the machine parts factory. So both of them are going to need that. The metals one needs it, but the water one, if I remember rightly, does not. Where are we? Life support. Water extractor. No, that doesn't need anything other than, you know, the usual maintenance and power. So we might well, once we've got all these metals out of the way, put a water extractor down there. Put some localized power around it to keep it going, and then we'll ship out the water back towards our dome. This, of course, is currently being built. Okay, and we have another dust storm, so I'm going to send our rocket back. Not that I particularly think we're going to need supplies from it, but if we have it at least heading back, then that will be a good thing. You should be go now. Oh, it can't land or launch during dust storms. Oh well. At least we have full fuel anyway, and we'll have to come back to the rest of that later. So, what can we actually do? Not a great deal at the moment. Our subsurface heater isn't actually helping all that much in a dust storm. I have turned off the solar panels to make sure they aren't damaged. Maybe they do it automatically. In any case, I've done it just to make sure. And then what we're going to have to do is deal with this O2 tank, and we may have to build a rather expensive pipe up there to actually get the O2 to the base. However, we shall see about that one. I don't think there's much else I can do until that base is constructed. And it is being constructed, it's just taking quite a while because the drones are heading out there. Can we actually just move? That's the Explorer. Why are they all not just constructing like crazy? Interesting. That That's odd. Oh, that's why. The drone hub is only controlling 2 of them, and this one is microscopically outside this area. So if we just move it forward to, say, here, everything should start moving. Yeah, there they go. Oh, we've decided that even though there's this giant construction on the horizon, yeah, they're not going to do anything until we get close enough. In any case, that should now solve it. Hopefully, let's see how fast that actually constructs now. Oh, that's much better. Still going to take a while for them to get all that concrete in, so we may have to re-enable the concrete. Yeah, we've got 100 concrete, so at some point after the dust storm, we may well re-enable this. I suppose we could do it now. It takes machine parts, of course, so let's just start that up. Oh, it's not working. Why don't you work? Do you need... Oh, it needs repairs, that's why. Yeah. So another machine part, which is probably why we may have to bring some of those back from Earth. Polymers and machine parts, because we don't have any colonists yet to make them. Yep, like everything, we're starting to get low on machine parts, which we're down to 9 of those and 5 polymers. We just basically put them up here, at least the polymers are up here, and the concrete is nearing completion. So this rocket should be ready to go now. The storm's over. Up you go, and hopefully no drones will actually deactivate. Good, we got the drone hub, and it's working. Good. So we should start getting water again now that the dust storm is over, which will start filling up our fuel supply, which should be building up. Yeah, we've got 24 fuel, so even when that comes back, we'll have some available. Are you now ready? Ooh, 61. Stacking up quite nicely. Get really quite close to this. Okay, and let's get forward to when it's ready to be completed. And here we are, it started being constructed, and up goes our dome. All the drones in the world that are actually constructing it. Good, good, good. Up it goes.
Milestone achieved. We have an oxygen shortage. We have a water shortage. We have a power shortage.
Yes, yes we do. But we've constructed a dome, and then we've got to figure out what to fill it with. So yeah, we've got a whole bunch of stuff to actually get into. Now that's going to have to be next episode now. We are going to have to build a bunch of different things like living quarters. We're going to set up a water exchange out here, some kind of polymer factories and maybe machine parts factories. That is our shortage at the moment. We're going to have to get some more of those from Earth, but otherwise we're ready to get started. And what does it take to get living quarters, I wonder? Is it under domes? Or domes education living quarters? That just costs concrete and consumes power, and maintenance is just concrete, of course. So that actually makes space for 14 residents. We don't have much power connected to here. In fact, we don't have any power connected to here at the moment. So we may well have to think about whether we connect it to, you know, well, we can't really connect it to here. I've built myself into a corner. Well, no, we could go out that. Yeah, because this goes through the battery, so we could always go out that way and connect it back into the dome that way. In fact, we can probably do that now. Depends on what it takes to build power cables, metals, so we can do that just fine. Let's go here to here, here to interesting, here, and then here. Do we just connect it to a dome anywhere? Well, we'll see. We'll bring that in and let's see if that actually works. So, domes without power 1. How much does it actually consume? Insufficient power 24. Yeah, so maybe we're going to have to build more power if that's going to take up 24. We'll see that in a second. And the lights go on. And we have enough power, but we're at a power shortage of -12 now because these are also offline. So we can turn them back on. They just take metals to keep them up and running. But of course, it's night time. So we'll solve our power issues
Sector scanned.
next
Anomaly
episode.
found.
And that should do it, I think, for this one. Hope to see you next episode for some more Surviving Mars. If you'd like this one, including the building of a dome eventually, feel free to give it a thumbs up, subscribe, share as normal, and as always, thanks for watching.